Before I start the video today, I want to thank every one of you out there who has sent me a letter, who has sent a donation, who has sent me a prayer, and I want to thank everybody who has come over to Patreon. I will try to get another Patreon video up by the end of this week. So thank you so much, because that really helps me to continue to do this channel, to do that channel, and to continue to wake people up. And I could not do this without your help. So I want to thank everybody out there, and I want to thank everybody out there who just watches this, who's posting it on their social media, sharing it with their friends. Thank you so much. I love America. I love every one of you. I don't want to see this country fail. I don't want to see you fail. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I want everybody prepared spiritually, economically, and socially, because big things are coming to America. Again, thanks to everybody out there. It's Wednesday, July 1st, 2020. I hope everybody's having a fabulous day today. I wanted to go over a few things today. Dow Jones was down 77 points. NASDAQ closes at an all-time high. We are being told that everything is going back to normal. People are buying houses. The consumer is out shopping, and everything's going to be fine. But I want to go over a few things today that contradict that contradict what the media is telling all of us. These people on the business and financial shows who are pumping up these fake markets and these fake numbers, whether it be employment or housing. Everything now is fake, and you need to be very, very careful about how you approach things. One thing that I found very alarming today, this was all over the news, is background checks for firearms. 3.93 million, almost 4 million background checks in the month of June. This is a record. And if we were in a good economy, if things were really improving, people wouldn't be worried to the point where nearly 4 million people did background checks to buy firearms. This is a very important indicator of where we're at as a nation. People are getting very worried. There's uncertainty, and people believe that something may happen and they're going to defend themselves. So nearly 4 million people did a background check with the Department of Justice in the month of June. That is a record, and that is a strong indication that this economy is not doing as well as they're telling you, and that millions of people know something's coming, there's uncertainty, and people are getting very, very worried. So that's CNBC today. The president says he supports larger payments to Americans than Democrats in next relief bill. He says he supports another round of direct payments and claims he wants to give out more money than the Democrats have proposed. My question is to all of you, please feel free to answer this, comment down below. Where is this money coming from? And what I find really fascinating is just a few months ago, we were in the best economy, supposedly. We were being told that we were in the best economy in history. And now we have the government now handing out free money so people can basically put off the inevitable. This is unbelievable what's taking place. You know, if we did have the best economy in history just a few months ago, we would weather this storm. The government would not have to be sending stimulus checks. The government would not have to be sending you a $600 bonus every week. More than likely, you wouldn't even be on unemployment. But the fact of the matter is, the economy has been exposed for what it is. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's fake. It's been kept alive with a lot of printed money, and we're going to pay a very serious price for it. Bloomberg today, unemployment payments by Treasury hit pandemic high in June. The U.S. Treasury Department has paid out more than $100 billion in unemployment benefits just in the month of June. They paid out $93.6 billion in the month of May, $48.4 billion in the month of April. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? States are beginning to reclose, like the one I'm sitting in right here in California. And I have to ask the question again, who is paying for these massive bailouts of unemployment benefits, $600 bonuses, stimulus checks? I mean, over $100 billion just in the month of June. Who is paying for all this? Another article today, Goldman, over 40% of the U.S. has reversed or placed reopenings on hold. Another article today, California Governor Newsom orders bars to close, restaurants to halt indoor dining in Los Angeles and other counties. My county, Riverside County, also included in that, Orange County included in that. And so now here we go again. If the economy couldn't be any worse, it is. We now are going to begin closing restaurants and bars. And you know, the restaurants, we're having such a hard time. I told all of you, I went out to dinner last week and I was literally the only person in the restaurant, one other couple. Everybody was sitting in the bar. And for many restaurants, those bars are keeping the doors open. And now this is really a nail in a coffin for so many restaurants, small business owners in the state of California. Another article on CNBC, California to close indoor businesses in some counties. There are other businesses that will be closed other than bars and restaurants. I think art galleries, and some other things. But who knows what next week brings? They may close all the gyms again. Who knows? What we do know is the $600 bonuses end July 31st, and now people are going to be laid off again in the bar business, in the restaurant business. They're going to be laid off. Millions of people have no savings, and the ones that did have some savings, they've blown through it. This thing has lasted longer than anybody thought humanly possible, and there is just nothing but the unknown coming. And now that the bonuses end, people's savings have been wiped out, layoffs begin all over again. And people get back in the lines to file for unemployment. It's really, really sad. And, you know, people who had begun to get back to work in the bars, in the restaurants, in the hospitality and leisure industry, I've been reading a lot of articles, people saying that the money they were making is less now because people aren't vacationing, they're not going to the hotels, they're not going out to eat as much. The tips are down, customers are down. So, you know, it's another bellwether of what's going on. And I feel horrible for these people that are going to get laid off yet again. Another article today, this one on the hedge. Close to half of all working age adults in the U.S. do not have a job right now. We've talked about that in the past couple shows. Guess what? There's going to be even more people without a job because states like Arizona, Texas, California are beginning to lay off people again. The shutdown is beginning all over again. And there's a list of businesses they are going to shut down, but restaurants and bars are going to be the biggest ones so far. But next week, that could all change. They could close down a lot more. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, ladies and gentlemen, this storm is coming. There is no doubt when you take into account everything that is taking place in America, whether it be politically, socially, or economically, everyone is going to have a much tougher time making a living. People are going to lose wealth, they're going to lose status, they're going to lose comfort. People are being bamboozled by the television, by the politicians, by the economists, telling you that everything is going to be okay, everything's going to go back to normal. The system is strong. The system is safe. Everything's under control. They are lying to you. The system isn't safe. The banking system isn't safe. They are tricking and trying to fool the American people. But there's nearly 4 million people getting background checks to buy firearms. Gold sales, silver sales through the roof. So there are people who are awake like you and I who know something's not right. I know every time I turn on the television, I'm being lied to. You know the same thing. We will continue to print more debt. That is a guarantee, and you need to be protecting yourself from this. Debt is a killer. It's not going to be an infection that brings down this economy. It's going to be debt that brings down this economy. That's why you better have gold, you better have silver, and you better have all essential preparations ready, because this ship is sinking, ladies and gentlemen. This economy is over. No one knows what to do other than print more dollars to support share prices. The Fed is going to print to eternity to keep this stock market up while the economy is plunging like the Titanic. The Fed will not be able to rescue Wall Street, nor will it be able to rescue this economy. All of it is on borrowed time. The economy and Wall Street is a ticking time bomb. Again, this economy is sinking right before your very eyes. It is done. It is over. And the only thing keeping Wall Street alive is the massive debt printing, debt creation, the Fed going in and buying everything, including junk bonds. This is why Wall Street is still alive, but it is on borrowed time. While the president takes credit for the fake markets, cities burn all over America, and millions of car payments, mortgage payments, and small business loans are all about to default. You know, again, I'm not making a judgment here, but I do not understand why this president takes credit for this economy when he knows the economy is in a depression. This is the worst economy in U.S. history. Why he takes credit for the stock market when he knows it's a Ponzi scheme. He knows the only reason these markets have gone up is because the Fed is printing everything. But who's paying for all this? What kind of damage are we going to suffer down the road because of all this debt creation, all this debt that has to be paid back, all these asset bubbles we've created? So how are Americans going to react as they lose their homes, their cars, their businesses, while the 1% of Wall Street laugh all the way to the bank? The 1%, ladies and gentlemen, are going to blow everything up, and it's going to be the 99% holding the bag. You know, when I see people pulling down statues and monuments that are 200 years old, you know, the real enemy isn't that statue. The real enemy is sitting on Wall Street. The real enemy are the big bankers who have sold out Americans, who have run these markets to the moon and are going to parachute out and leave every one of us holding the bag. That's the real enemy, not some statue from 200 years ago. The real enemy exists today. And they are bankrupting and robbing and debasing your currency. So I will leave you with this. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Keep preparing. Stay on track. Do not repeat. Do not get complacent. This is going to be a summer that goes down in the history books. We are going to see big events, I believe, unfold before the 2020 election. And I do believe things are going to continue to be very heated even after the election. You do not know what you may wake up to tomorrow or the next day or next week. But there is no doubt we are going to see huge events unfold in America this summer, this fall, this winter, and beyond. Be preparing. Do not be complacent. Stay on track. 98% of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know something's wrong. You know that events are coming. This is why you've been preparing for years. If you just tuned in today, if you're on the fence, I am praying for you to get prepared. I do not want to see anybody fail. I do not want to see anybody get hurt. Even the people out there that may judge me, make fun of me, trolls, I worry about you and I pray for you, okay? I am here to just try and to enlighten you a little bit to what millions of people already know, and that is prepare, because something very ominous is coming to America. And America is going to go through a reckoning. And millions of people are going to get hurt. Millions of people are going to get wiped out. They're going to lose everything financially. People physically will be hurt. People will be homeless. People are going to be jobless. These are just facts. Connect the dots. Look, you don't have to have a super IQ to see exactly what's happening. And what's happening today predicts and tells us what's going to happen tomorrow. The debt's a killer, ladies and gentlemen. Get your debts paid off. Get yourself some assets. Get yourself some preparations. This is going to be a very, very wild ride this summer. God bless every one of you.